Hello, beautiful, and welcome to the Prosperous Womb. So yesterday we dove into chapter 19 in the book of Proverbs on our wisdom journey, 31 days of wisdom, and today we're on day 20. So I want to know, how is this going for you so far? How is reading the scriptures helping you in your business, and how is seeking God's wisdom shifting your perspective around how you see the challenges in your business, about how you make decisions and how you be in the world, not just with your clients, but with yourself, and the impact that you're sharing and the value you're giving in the world. How are you feeling about standing stronger in the identity of who you are and stepping fully into your assignment? How does this support you to connect to the heartbeat of your client and the heartbeat of your mission? How does this wisdom in chapters 1 through 19 so far support you to remember who you are and why you're doing this work? Let me know in the comments below. It's really good to hear from you and to see how this study is impacting you and your own life as we move closer to Proverbs 31. So today we're going to dive into Proverbs 20. And it is also, I say this about many chapters, but Proverbs 20 is one of my favorite chapters because I honestly believe that it was made for coaches. I believe that this is God's prophet wisdom code for every coach who wants to create a successful coaching business, who wants to create impact in the world, give value, and who wants to be a blessing to everyone that ever comes in contact with them. Okay? All right, and also who wants to love herself, because as we learned in chapter 19, self-love is really important. When we seek God's wisdom, we create self-love. So with this newfound self-love, let us dive into all the gold, diamonds, and pearls that chapter 20 has for us, okay? And again, as always, we're going to go verse by verse and dig into some of the verses further and apply them to our coaching business or whatever business that you are in your business. So chapter 20, wine is a mocker, a strong drink is raging, and whosoever is deceived thereby is not wise. The fear of a king is as the roaring of a lion, and whosoever provokes him to anger sins against his own soul. It is an honor for a man to cease from strife, but every fool will be meddling. Cease from strife. God always reminds us to walk in peace, to strive for peace wherever we are. The thing is, peace adds life to our years, to our life. Peace gives us freedom. Peace supports us to enjoy the money that we make, the health that we have, the freedom that we have. So let's seek God's wisdom so that we can walk in peace, a peace that passes all understanding. That peace is what supports us when the government says there's a recession, and you remember who you are, and you can stand in the peace and understanding of God, that I am on solid ground. My business is on solid ground. I have the backing of God, and the universe has my back. I am fully supported because I have that peace of God. So let's stay away from strife, and seeking wisdom supports us to do that. The sluggard will not plow by reason of the cold. Therefore shall he beg in harvest and have nothing. What excuses are you making in your coaching business? Oh, it's 3 p.m. so I can't call. It's too early to do this. It's too this to do that. What are you not plowing by reason of the cold? Whatever the cold is for you. What are you putting off and procrastinating on until tomorrow? What can you do today? What 3 things can you focus in on your business today so you can reap the harvest tomorrow? Life, business, relationships, the quality of all of these are based on the decisions that we make today, okay? So to make those quality decisions, we need God's wisdom, not a 4-step blueprint or a 5-step formula, but God's wisdom. So how are we using God's wisdom to make better decisions, wiser decisions, to reap a sweeter, more profitable harvest tomorrow? Okay, leave in the comments below. How are you using this to plow right now and not wait because it's cold outside? Okay, and then number 5, verse 5, I love verse 5. Counsel in the heart of a man is like deep water, but a man of understanding will draw it out. If you've downloaded my playbook on my website, the link is below, you see that this is one of the verses that I have in there, because my business, The Prosperous Womb, is completely based on the book of Proverbs. Completely based on the book of Proverbs. And I honestly believe that Proverbs was written for coaches. I do. So Proverbs 20 verse 5 tells us that we have plans, we have dreams, we have goals, we have aspirations, and so do our clients, right? We all have that. But all of these dreams, aspirations, and goals, they're useless if we don't have a strategy or structure or system or plan to actually create them. They're just useless. They mean nothing to anybody or anything. They don't do any good in the world. They make no impact. We can sit here and dream all day, meditate all day, do creative visioning all day, but if we don't take strategic action on those, who does it benefit? It's useless. So the whole point of the Prosperous Womb is learning how to midwife the gifts and offers that God has already put within us with our unique blueprint and DNA, not anybody else's formula, no guru's blueprint, but midwifing and taking those action steps, because the plants are like deep water and one who has insight. So my encouragement to every coach in the world is not to chase another blueprint, but to seek God's wisdom to create the insight so we can support our clients to pull it out of them. We don't tell them what to do. We're coaches. We don't tell them what to do. We don't tell them how to do it. We pull it out of them because God has already put those things inside of them the same way He's put our gifts and offers in our prosperous womb. You know, and we learned previously the value of wisdom, how rare it is. It's like a precious jewel. It is worth diamonds to someone, and they will pay you for it. They will pay high ticket investment for the wisdom you have because it is God's insight. It's not another generic blueprint. When you fill yourself with this word, with Proverbs, and you seek God's wisdom and you fill yourself with this wisdom, not some generic blueprint or cookie cutter formula, you stand heads above the rest. You are distinguished and set above all because you have something. You have tapped into something that nobody else is doing. You have created a business that is based on co-partnership. It's a partnership with God to create the supernatural. And people will invest in that because they are hungry for real. They're hungry for the truth. They're hungry for real freedom. They're hungry to stop leading with their bank accounts. They're hungry to stop chasing clients. They're hungry to stop going on yo-yo dieting. People are hungry for what you have. And what you have is valuable, so they will pay you. So connect to someone's heartbeat. Connecting to someone's heartbeat is super valuable, not just because it can impact and change their lives, but because for the first time, they see the gifts that you have packaged as the solution to their challenge. So midwife the gifts God has put inside of you. Go deeper with insight and wisdom and package those gifts so that you can create a potent body of work, the offers that are going to change, shift, up level, and do all the radical magic in the world with your clients, okay? So let's move on. Most men will proclaim everyone his own goodness, but a faithful man who can find a faithful coach? Who can find a coach that is different, that is not parroting what everybody else is saying? A coach who has the integrity to stand in their own power and say, the value of my work is God's wisdom. I have created a business based on God's insight, not based on the formula that everybody else is sharing on social media, but on me going deep and seeking the wisdom and insight of God to apply to my own strategy, systems, and structures. And I can support you to pull out the plans, the aspirations that God has put inside of you so that you too can live the full, abundant life and not be a diluted version of who God created you to be. Who can find that coach? Who can find the coach that's going to work with you privately, one-on-one, and not be out there chasing money or leading with money? The just man walks in his integrity. His children are blessed after him. When we walk in integrity, our children are blessed. We become a blessing to our children. It is important that we care about our legacy. I get that. But what legacy? Is it a legacy of cash? A legacy of homes and houses? What will impact and be the best for our kids? Is it a legacy of faith, a legacy of God's favor upon them? And the cash is great too. The house is great too. The cars are great too. But that legacy of knowing God, trusting God, seeking God's wisdom for their own lives, and not living a blueprint of mommy and daddy's life. So let our kids look at us, look back on our memories and say, I'm so grateful that my mom walked in integrity. I'm so grateful that she found favor with God, so that my life can be a blessing to those generations behind me. I'm grateful for my parents. My dad passed away when I was a little kid, and I'm grateful for his memory that supported me to trust God, to love God enough, and use God's wisdom to build and run my life and my business, and not look outside of me to see what everybody else was doing, and stay in my own lane. My mother's grace that has given me grace to run my race at my own pace and not be in competition with everybody else, but to remember that my competitor is the person I was 5 minutes ago, no one else. A king that sits in the throne of judgment scatters away all evil with his eyes. Who can say, I have made my heart clean, I am pure from sin? None of us. Thank God for Jesus. Divers weights in divers measures, both of them are abomination to God. Even a child is known by his doings, whether his work be pure and whether it be right. The hearing ear and the seeing eye, the Lord had made even both of them. Love not sleep, lest you come to poverty. Open your eyes, and thou shalt be satisfied with bread. It's basically saying, take inspired action, okay? You can't sit on a meditation cushion all day. You can't just sit with your Bible and pray all day, or do whatever it is you do, chant, sing, dance, whatever. You need to take inspired action. If not, the dreams, aspirations, goals, they're all useless, okay? It is not, said the buyer, but when he is gone his way, then he boasts. There's gold and a multitude of rubies, but the lips in knowledge are a precious jewel. Proverbs chapter 20, verse 15. Wisdom creates discernment. It creates knowledge and wisdom, and these are precious jewels. How much do people pay for precious jewels? Each word you speak, each question you ask your client, each plan and program and offer that you create for them, each body of work you create has the value of a real diamond. And that's what makes you a high-ticket coach. That is what distinguishes you and sets you above everybody else. The wisdom that you use, the insight of God, not the cookie cutter stuff that's floating around the internet, okay? So trust that gold and those rubies that come out of your lips are a precious jewel to your clients. They deserve it, they want it, and they're excited and ready to invest in themselves through your wisdom and insight. All right. Take his garments that is surety for a stranger, and take a pledge of him for a strange woman. Bread of deceit is sweet to a man. Bread of deceit is sweet to a man, but afterward his mouth shall be filled with gravel. It's great to just like raise your prices and add double zeros to it, to just call it high ticket. That's easy, but it doesn't feel good, does it? So you want to be in integrity with the work that you do. Don't just add zeros to your offer to get, it's not a get rich quick scheme. And that's why I always say coaching, high ticket coaching of value creates deeper connection, one-to-one, high touch, and it also comes in a longer term container, because it's not a get rich quick. It's not 90K in 90 days. It's not lose 5 pounds in 5 minutes. It takes the work, it takes wisdom and insight that the client can use for the rest of their lives and not have to depend on you or need you, because you are not God, you're just the coach. So that they can add value to their own lives and be able to learn how to use their own insight and wisdom and tap into their own potent gifts God has given them to create the life, the relationship, the business, the health they want. You are a conduit, a gift to them, to be a blessing to them, to bless them to know how to create their own house using their gifts, and not to rely on you and keep coming back to you because you are their savior. You're not. You're a coach. I hate to break it to you, we're not God. So we want when you as a coach want to hire a coach, we will look for someone. When I'm hiring a coach, I look for someone who can see past the obvious that everybody else sees. Don't give me the obvious, okay? Don't give me another cookie cutter blueprint obvious thing. I want you to be able to see the patterns in my lives and see how I'm using those patterns in my life to defer the dreams that God has put in my heart. I want you to be able to say to me, yes, we can do it together. I want to be able to expand on my vision, to create dreams that I'm scared to say out loud. Who is that coach that can support me to do that? Can you be that coach for your clients who can support them in their weight loss, in their career, in their leadership, in their executive coaching, in their, whatever it is that you're coaching them on, to say their dreams out loud, the real dream, not the diluted dream, not the dream that they think they can do because, well, you know, you might be able to help them do it. No, but the dream that is so scary that you as the coach need God to support them to do it. That's the coach that they're paying for. That's the investment they're making. And that's the coach that you too, whether you're hiring a life coach, a business coach, relationship coach, need to look for, the one who needs God to support you to create the thing that you are scared to say out loud. So Proverbs 20 verse 18. Every purpose is established by counsel, and good advice with good advice make war. For this I always say, hire a coach. Invest in a great coach. It takes a team to create the divine dream that God has put in your heart. I don't mean go be a conglomerate to hire 20 employees. I'm saying hire a coach. Be a team with your coach. Get insight from your coach. Seek God's insight. Let your coach support you and see the things that you can see. See past the obvious. See the dream that you're scared to say out loud and expand that vision to places that you didn't even think were possible. So get a coach, a teacher, a mentor, a strategist, a consultant, a guide, whatever, whoever can support you to get to your highest level. They see what you don't see. And the thing is for this is to never be the smartest person in the room. If you walk into a room and you're the smartest person in there, just walk back out. That means you are not growing or up leveling. So I'm always looking for places and seeking rooms where it's scary for me to be in there, because it means I'm being stretched to where God is calling me to go. But if I'm somewhere where it's comfortable and I'm the one sharing with people what I know, I don't want to be in that room. It's not helping me. I'm not growing. I don't need to be smart. I woke up this morning, I'm God's child, which means I'm smart anyway because God is smart. So I don't need to prove it. So choose the room that stretches you to where God is calling you to be, not the one where ego says, oh my God, you're so smart. Who cares? He that goes about as a talebearer reveals secrets. Therefore, meddle not with him that flatters with his lips. Liars know how to lie. Anybody that strokes your ego is not your friend, period, okay? Be around people that can correct you, that can guide you, that can help you shape your perspective, how you see the world, how you see the things that shape the world for you. Be around those people. People that flatter you with their lips, that's just BS. Whosoever curses his father or his mother, his lamp shall be put out in obscure darkness. Let's respect those who give us life, who brought us into the world. Let's respect and honor those who raised us and taught us what we know. Let's respect our parents. Proverbs 20:21. An inheritance may be gotten hastily at the beginning, but the end thereof shall not be blessed. Let's not be hasty. Let us stay away from the 90K 9-day things, the lose 10 pounds in 10-minute things, and let us be patient with the right timing to receive the adequate and full blessing that God has for us. Let's not rush. This is why I always say, give yourself the grace to run the race at your own pace. Let's not chase the things that God has already given to us. We spend so much time chasing the things that we don't even want. We forget what it is we desire. We forget our assignment and who we are in the world. And the thing is also, it's okay if you're not ready. You may not be ready for the weight of the power of the vision that God has put in your heart, and that's okay. And don't let any coach drag you to your greatness. Nobody's supposed to drag anybody to their greatness. So if you're not ready for the thing, take time, because if you're not ready, it's going to be the diluted, most demon contracted version of you going after what you want, and not the full expression of God in you doing the work. So wait until the full expression of God can come through you. And if you need support to get to that full expression because you don't want to sit on the meditation cushion waiting for God to give you a word about the full expression, then become the person who is in the full expression of God and do the work. Become that person. Get support of a coach to become that person. Okay? Say not thou, I will recompense evil, but wait for God and he shall save you. If any of you have gone through a divorce, how many you've thought about vengeance? You've thought, oh, if God can just take care of this for me. Well, God doesn't operate that way. He works from a place of love. So at some point, whether you've gone through a divorce, whether it's just you having a bad time, whether you've lost, you know, your job, lost income, maybe this year you didn't get the clients you wanted to make the income you wanted, and you just want revenge on something, just let God be God and do what he does, because he does it better. He does it so much better that you can ever ask, think, or imagine. Sometimes you can just sit back and laugh and say, God, you're funny, because whatever it is that needs to happen for you will happen. Whatever's for you will not miss you, and no one, no matter how much they trigger you, no matter what they attempt to do to you, cannot win when God is still God. Okay? So focus on your business, focus on your integrity, focus on your assignment and the gifts you're here to share, focus on your mission and connecting to the heartbeat of your client. Diverse weights are an abomination unto the Lord, and false balance is not good. Again, what prices are you charging? Are you in integrity with your pricing, your packaging, your positioning? Are you in integrity with the value that you give? Are you just saying it's $50,000 for this when in fact it's a $10,000 offer? Be in integrity, because God does not want false balances and false prices. Man's comings and goings of the Lord. How can a man then understand his own way? Seek wisdom from God. God made you. He knows the beginning and the end. No matter how many blueprints you have, God is God. Might as well just trust him and seek his wisdom. It is a snare to the man who devours that which is holy, and after vows to make inquiry. A wise king scatters the wicked and brings the wheel over them. The spirit of man is the candle of the Lord, searching all the inward parts of the belly. Mercy and truth preserve the king, and his throne is upholden by mercy. The glory of young men is in their strength, but the beauty of old men is in the gray head. So the older we get, the more wisdom we seek, the wiser we get, and we will start to work wiser, not harder. We're able to be a bigger blessing in the world and share our gifts, and we're able to pull out those plans that people have inside of them. The blueness of a wound cleanses away evil, so describes the inward parts of the belly. The more wisdom we seek, the more pleasantness we engage in, the more peace and integrity we walk in. And for that, we create a peaceful environment that people want to be around. We attract the clients we want, and we're a bigger blessing in the world, not just for profits or income, but to sow into the work of God's kingdom and to share our gifts, because that's why we're here, to create our most potent body of work, whatever that means for you. But first, midwifing from the inside out. Let me know how this lands for you, how it lands for your business, and how chapter 20 is going to support you today to make better decisions, wiser decisions in your life, your business, your relationships, and your health. It's been good having you.